Shalom. Well, hopefully you've watched the preparation video and you've collected everything that you need to get your Passover plate ready to serve for you and your guests if you have any. So we're going to take a moment in this video just to build our plates and get them ready for the meal. All right? So let's begin with the first thing that we need. The first thing we're going to need is our matzo crackers, and each plate is going to need 2 small pieces, and you can put those right at the 6 o'clock position on your plate. The second thing we're going to need is our lamb bone, chicken bone, or whatever substitution that we came up with in our preparation video. Take that and place it at the 12 o'clock position on your plate. The next thing that we'll put on is our bitter herbs. I have some parsley here, and you may have some substitutions of your own at home. We're going to take 2 sprigs for each person, and I'm going to set those at the 10 o'clock portion of my plate. The next thing that we're going to put on our plate is our apple mixture, or our churrosis. If you made your own, like I showed you how in the preparation video, great, or you can just use applesauce if you don't have that. Just take a good spoonful of this, and you're going to want a lot of this because it's delicious. And let's place this at the 4 o'clock position on our plate next to our matzo. The next thing we're going to need on our plates is our horseradish, or the substitution that we came up with. This is going to be the item that's hot and brings tears to our eyes a little bit later in the meal. Just go ahead and get some of that on a spoon. Now, warning, if you are using horseradish or wasabi, it is hot. And if you're not prepared, you don't want much, but maybe just about a half a spoon. Let's put that at the 8 o'clock position on our plate, opposite of the apples. The next thing that we need on our plate is our hard-boiled egg. Now, hopefully you've already hard-boiled this. I showed you how to in the video if you didn't know. And you can take it now, and we're going to set it at the 2 o'clock position on our plate. If it rolls around, that's fine. Just let it sit right there next to the lamb bone. The final thing that we're going to set on our plate is our cup of salted water, which we made just a little bit earlier. It's simply some water and some salt together for taste. We're going to use this for dipping some things in later in the meal. Let's set that right in the center of our plate. Now that our plate is completely set, we have a couple of things that we want to put around our plate to get ready to celebrate the meal. Why don't you go ahead and take one of your napkins, you can fold it in a nice triangle like that, and just set it here on the side. You'll need this maybe to clean your fingers as we go through the meal. The next thing that you're going to need is some juice. Now, I have some pretty big glasses here. You may have those big glasses at home. I wouldn't fill these up all the way, but let's definitely put a little bit more than a sip in there. And you're going to need to pour 4 for each person. The next thing that you'll need is you'll need 1 candle, a small candle if you have one. It's going to go right here at the head of the plate, and we'll light that in just a little bit. The next thing that we're going to need is our hand washing station. So we need a bowl just like this, and we're going to pour some clear water into it. And then you're also going to need a towel of some kind to dry your hands after you hand wash, and just take that and you can set it off to the side over here. Now, the last thing that we need on our Passover table in order to celebrate is our center basket. And this is going to have a lot of significance later in the meal. So what you need to do is take a basket or sometime, or even a plate. That's fine. And you need 3 pieces of matzah, or the crackers or tortillas that you have. Now, we're going to take each one of these, and we're going to simply wrap them each in a napkin, just like this. And then take all 3 pieces of the bread, set it in the basket, and we'll come to that just a little bit later in the meal as well. Now, if you're celebrating with children and you want to do something fun, you're going to need those other items that we talked about in the video. You're going to need a paper bag or some other sort of bag, and you're going to need 2 utensils. I even have a feather and a spoon, but if you have 2 spoons, that's fine. Go ahead and set those on the table. We'll come to that just a little bit. And you will also need a piece of bread of any kind. And before you start the meal, I want you to take some pieces of that bread and simply put those around your house, because they're going to be picked up a little bit later. And then the last thing that you'll need if you're celebrating with kids is some sort of reward. I have a series of coconut cookies here. You can use any type of treat that you have there at the house. Just take those, wrap those up, and we'll put those on the table and have those a little bit later. So now you have everything set and ready. You've got your plate set, your cups all of the things that you need to celebrate Passover. Now keep in mind, you're doing one set of the plate and the cups and the candle for every person at your table. But when it comes to the bread basket and also the things for the children, you just need one set per table. Make sure that you have all of these things ready to go before you start the next video. And when you're ready, cue it up and we will celebrate the Passover together. Shalom and God bless you.